Hey Empath, this is the Flavor of Fuckery reading for the week of May the 1st through the 7th. Straight away this week is definitely still playing out that energy from the last week's reading. I see a temptation to decide that you missed the portal energy, that you didn't learn what you were supposed to learn, and you start to hold resistance against the possibility that it could still be coming, and you block that energy off. It starts with blocking out the receptive energy, which is the gate that we're going into this week, and then it goes into blocking physical manifestations as it gets stronger. I also see that it's not that. It just looks, it's just that there is a possibility that it'll look like that to somebody who was so sure that they were going to get their aha or their epiphany or their mental portal activation last week sometime, and then it didn't happen. It starts to mess with how they believe things work, and whether or not they did something wrong, they start thinking, wondering whether or not they did something wrong to cause themselves to miss the portal. But as I said, it's coming through in waves. It's going to affect everybody at different times. It's an individual energy, so you're likely going to experience it in a way that only you can witness, meaning, in the mind, maybe a vision, maybe a dream, maybe just an aha or epiphany moment, and then the dots that you connect look crazy or don't, not everybody witnessed all the dots, and so when you try to explain it or bring somebody else in on the experience, they're just like, wait, yesterday? Like they don't understand what you're saying. So it's a need to recognize the loss of footing that happens when whatever the change was that you experienced, be it in a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual space, there's a switch that happens. We talked about looking at things either half full, half empty, or looking at it as this is a time for me to take a risk and step out there on faith, or to not take the risk. You have a certain instinct or inspiration that comes to you to either take this risk or to hold off on it, and there's nothing in the outside world that can confirm or deny that what you're feeling is right, and you have to just make that decision and then see what comes of it in order to collect the data that you need in order to understand what that sensation was, how did you receive it, and was it accurate? Did you understand it correctly? Did you translate it properly? There's something that I've actually done with my guides before that I saw a message and it didn't feel like I got it right. I felt like I was still missing a piece. And so I asked my guides to show me a very specific thing if I got it right, And so I forgot about it the rest of the day. The symbol didn't show up. The day after that, the symbol didn't show up. It was 4 or 5 days later that I saw the symbol, and it immediately triggered the memory of that agreement that we made, and also indicated the piece that I was missing at that time that I had just received in the moment. So that is a possibility of a way that things works. It does not always work like that for everybody. It doesn't always work like that for me. It depends on how your gifts are set up and what you're sensitive to. So I also feel that the chakra card that I pulled for this week is an indication that a lot of the people who have not had that epiphany or that portal moment happen yet, it's because of a blocked third eye chakra, because they were the people that were meant to get that epiphany through a third eye, either a third eye activation or through a vision, or some sort of dream or message that was coming through that way, as opposed to it being a physical or emotional or other type of awareness portal that you cross through. It feels like for a lot of us, it's going to be an indication of how and where we're needing to rely on, switch into, activate our feminine receptive energy more, and to point out why that other half of you is so necessary. Because it looks like Sunday-ish, the energy is still blocked. You know, the block continues throughout the week, but we've got this block activated here, and then Monday, you know, it's Monday, so we attempt to just, you know, go on as though everything's fine, even though we're disconnected from that energy. And so by the time you get through Monday off of what you had reserved in your tank while not allowing to take any more in, then come Tuesday, everything's blocked. So you don't even feel like you have the energy to go through the motions anymore. Then by Wednesday, you feel completely like emotionally taxed to the point to where you're like, I can't do this much longer. What is going on? And then by Thursday, it gets to the place to where it's like, okay, this is obviously a test of my wills. This is a battle for my inner integrity. It's showing you where your strength actually is or should be, as opposed to having it out on the outside like a shield or a armor, because that doesn't work. That's possible, and you can go out like this, you know, with the shield and the armor, but the things that you're wanting to be able to get into your heart and get into your life and get into, you can't get in either. And so even though this is working, you're unhappy, right? So it's a need to be able to be strong on the outside, on the inside, and receptive on the outside, so that things can come in, things can touch you. Now, the danger to that is that things that feel good can touch you, things that don't feel good can touch you, and you have to take the bad with the good, right? So if you have that strength on the inside, it's knowing, oh my God, how did this just get like really political in my brain? It went to a medical place of like, if you trust your body and your immune system to be able to go outside and not, you know, catch something that you're gonna die, like your immune system, you know, is there to keep you alive. And oh my gosh, it's on, you know, it's something that the body takes care of internally. You don't have to block from mentally, like block yourself from, you know, the possibility of there being, you know, a cold or a, you know, a flu that you could possibly get. You're giving yourself that faith in that even if you do get sick, even if you do come across something that could make you sick, there's also the immune system that might be able to battle some of it off completely, and some of it might get into where you're like, oh, I need a rest, or oh, I don't feel good, oh, I need, you know, I need to take medicine or whatever, but you get through it. So you don't have that fear that the second you get sick, no matter what it is, you know, the second it gets too cold out, or the second, you know, your hair gets wet, or whatever other superstition, right, that you're gonna automatically get a head cold, or, you know, dude, that's what I like in the middle of that sentence. That's what came in for, you know, the same thing, same energy, just a very 3D, physical, tangible way of seeing it. You're needing to manage your masculine, feminine energy in that way, to where it's like both of these are part of a whole and they work best together. Yes, it's possible to just, be in this part for a little while. Yes, it's possible to just be in this part for a little while, but neither one of them is going to provide with everything that you need in order to feel like everything is okay. So it's like, wash your hands, don't lick doorknobs, and also trust that you have a strong immune system. Right? Okay. Yeah. Wash your hands. Refrain from risky, sketchy behavior, and at the same time trust that you can go outside, you can hang out with your friends, you can go shopping, you can, travel, you can sit in an airplane, you can do things, and it doesn't mean that you're just, not gonna survive it. And a lot of us have gotten to the point with dating and relationships to where it's either one or the other. It's either I'm strong enough that I can get out there and I can do this because I've completely just shut my heart out of it, and it's just about, I'm lonely, I want somebody to hang out with, I want somebody to sleep with, I want somebody to go to the movies with, I want somebody to buy me stuff, I need help with these bills, that kind of thing. And your heart's just nowhere in the picture. Or you're out there and you're just wide open and everyone is just being so horrible to you the whole time, all the time, and it's just pain, right? And it's like there are a lot of other possibilities for how that could happen. And you get closer to being able to line up with one of those possibilities when you have both sides activated. So what I'm seeing is trusting in yourself enough to kind of move around within that spectrum according to how you're feeling, according to what's going on around you, according to the task, according to who you're talking to, according to where you are in the world, and have integrity, inner fortitude, and belief and faith that that's the right way to do it for a person who is you, as opposed to judging yourself and being like, oh, I'll bet this fictional character on TV would have handled that differently, or I bet this fictional celebrity that I only know from an image that I've gotten that's, prepackaged by a whole team of people would do better in this situation, or, a idolized parent that I don't, know the whole story of their relationship would handle this, differently. Now you're comparing yourself to something that you don't have enough information to even properly analyze, That's a lot. That is a lot. And I got most of that from getting the empty well card again. We've gotten it a few times over the past few weeks, and it still looks like a portal to me. Especially now after the portals that we saw in the last message and the clips that we had. Yeah. So it's a slowly increasing resistance to receiving something, be it resources, love, energy, like to get up and go out into your day. So that could be somebody that's struggling to have restful, peaceful sleep, You can't fall asleep because your brain is just going, or you're falling asleep, your brain is going, and then you're waking back up, waking up, right? So you're not getting any restful sleep. All of the stuff that the brain is doing is resisting any chance for actual rest. All right. Message. And that is all I've got. Yeah. Message me and let me know if you've had your portal moment yet. Bye now.